gods and goddesses. Unfortunately, this is the second time I gotta make this video because the wind was fucking up the audio. So I'm gonna try and just do this shit off the dome again. It was already hard the first time, so I'm gonna try and do it again. But I feel a little more comfortable. So let's try and do this again. So my name's Callie. I'm 20-something years old. I reside in Miami, Florida, the beautiful Miami, Florida. I'm pretty much making this video just to embark on my spiritual journey. You know, this is pretty much video one, day one, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm really doing this for myself, to be honest with you, because I feel like I'm at a point now where I need to kind of document what's going on with my life. And anything that really comes with it afterwards is fine. If people want to subscribe to my videos, that's cool. If people want to share, subscribe, do whatever you gotta do. But I'm doing this for me. You know, I'm doing this for me. And whatever the universe wants to give me will give me. But I'm doing this more so on a selfish reason for myself, but also to help others who stumble upon this. You know, hopefully, if you mess with me, if you mess with what I got going on, if you mess with my spirit, my energy, then you know this video will reside with you and all the future videos will reside with you. And you will embark on this journey with me, and hopefully it'll encourage you to embark on your own journey as well. So, just to kind of give you a little more background on me, I had my spiritual awakening in 2019, but what triggered it was the events prior to that. So let's start in the beginning. It was September of 2017. It was around that time Hurricane Irma had came through Florida, and it did what it did. But in my particular situation, it put me in probably the most uncomfortable position of my life. Life definitely tested me around that time. God tested me, and it was the beginning of the end, pretty much, in terms of that version of me. It forced me to grow up real quick. It forced me to look at life in a way that isn't necessarily universally I don't know how to really say it, but you guys know what I'm saying. Like, it makes you look at life in the real way and not how they program us to look at it. So around that time, it was a real desperate time for me. I was going through hell, man. And something had happened around that time in my family where it kind of threw me off in a way I never thought I could have been thrown off. I was in depression. I wasn't really talking to nobody. I was pretty much always to myself. I was locked in my room pretty much. I'm not gonna lie, I was locked in my room, beating my meat, doing whatever, just wallowing and just wasting. You know, it just felt I felt like it felt like I was like in purgatory almost. Like it was either dead or you're alive. It's like, what the fuck? Like spiritually I was dead. I just felt like there was nothing to me. I just felt like a walking vessel, just doing whatever. It carried on and just got worse and worse and worse as the year went by, and the whole year was just, it's so crazy too, because around that time I was doing good in school and all that, but that's bullshit, man. That didn't mean anything in terms of how I felt internally. So internally I was probably doing a whole bunch of cool stuff on the outside, but on the inside I didn't recognize myself anymore. It got to a point where I felt like there was no will to live. There was just nothing. I just felt complete nothingness inside. And I had to carry that for an entire year, 365 days. Could you imagine that? And I know there's people that's probably been going through this shit for years, so I'm humble myself in terms of that. But a year is just, that's a long ass time, but 365 days was waking up every day not wanting to just do anything, just probably wanting to even die. Like, it just, imagine waking up like that for 365 days. That shit was hell, my nigga. Hell. Motherfuckers want to talk to you about this spiritual hell. Man, look, if motherfuckers don't understand it, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a physical hell and there's a spiritual hell. I'm gonna tell you that shit right now. Fuck what any Bible tell you, fuck what any pastor told you. I'm telling you right now, there is a spiritual hell and there is a spiritual hell. My bad. But I was pretty much in both for an entire year, you know, and it was not fun. It was just not fun at all. And then fast forward to 2019, you know, it was around April, I think. It was just carrying on. And I just woke up one day and I was like, man, you know what? I can't keep living my life like this every day. Like, fuck it, man. I gotta change something up because the road I was on at that moment would have led me down somewhere tragic. And I saw it. Like, I knew it. You know, I knew it was gonna happen if I didn't do anything. So I started trying to do some things. I thought one of the best things I could have did at the time was to just kind of get some habits going that was positive. You know, I was eating terrible. I was doing all types of fuckery. I had to get the good habits going because the bad habits completely outweighed the good. So one thing I hate doing is working out. I hate working out. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm skinny as fuck, but I hate working out. But I knew if I could get a consistency going with that, then maybe that could snowball into bigger things. Maybe it could snowball into me being more active, me talking to my friends more, me going out and doing more stuff, having more fun with life, just getting my inner spirit back again. So I tried working out. It wasn't consistent. I was probably working out maybe every other day, but I was working out, and that was something I wasn't doing at the time. For an entire year, not that whole 2018, I wasn't doing any of that shit. So I was trying to get some good habits going, just try to do more things. And things were coming up. I was still in the mud, but things were looking better. And I'm gonna fast forward again. It was May 31st. I will never forget this shit. And y'all tell me if this shit was a coincidence, because there's no way, I don't give a fuck what nobody tell me. This shit was not no fucking coincidence. I was on YouTube, just doing what I do. I normally watch YouTube videos, just random shit, whether it be sneakers, funny shit, whatever. Right? Now, mind you, the way YouTube's algorithm is set up, it always recommends you videos based off what you're watching. I wasn't watching any spiritual videos, no positive, like nothing of the nature. Just straight, hilarious, funny, goofy, sneaker shit, whatever. Right? So, I go on YouTube, I'm watching my shit, and I'm scrolling down the recommended for you list. Videos that popped up was a nigga with a do-rag on and some dreads talking about I stare at the sun for 30 minutes a day. Now, I'm looking at this video like, what the fuck? Who is this? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, if it was a white man, I probably wouldn't have watched the video. I ain't gonna say nothing more. But I'm just looking and I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga? Like, I thought for sure he was clout chasing. I'm like, bro, this nigga is chasing hard. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? But at the same time, something about the video just led me to it. It was something more to it, I felt like. And something about it just drew to me. Because I'm like, okay, if my spirit didn't lead me, my curiosity led me. I'm gonna put it like that. So I watched the video, and it was Spiritual Soul. Shout out Soul. And he was talking about sun gazing pretty much, and how it's good for you and how to do it and all that nature. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I never knew about Soul. I know he had the other channel, Soul Illuminati, but I've seen some of his videos here and there. I know that one video, him and his girl, when he was like, he can't be his girl, all that. I know one video that went viral, but I wasn't like a stan. I wasn't a fan. I wasn't watching his videos. That was the first video I've ever watched by him, period. Ironically. And it's weird too, because I think he had his spiritual awakening like a month before I had mine. So everything is kind of, if you look at it, the way how it all coincided, it just was the perfect storm. Which is why, again, coincidence? I think the fuck not. So I watched the video and it spoke to me. It spoke to my spirit. And especially at the time that I was, that dark place I was in, I'm like, bro, what's the worst thing that can happen? And you know, the mindset I had, I'm like, if I go blind, fuck it, I'm already dead. So I'm like, you know what? The worst thing I can do is try this and nothing happens. You feel me? So it was June 1st. It was pretty much the birth of everything. From that day, from that moment on to today, pretty much. And I was about 7:30 in the morning. I went in my backyard and I stared at the sun. real shit. I stared at the sun. I looked at that motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was hard as fuck in the beginning. I was tearing up like a motherfucker. I'm already skeptical like 10 minutes in. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, am I dead ass out here staring at the sun? But I was doing it, and something about it just felt right, you know. And the energy from it, maybe I wasn't getting it initially, but I definitely got the results maybe like a week or two later. Because remember, I told you guys I was working out and stuff again. Now, part of my workout at the time was I would normally run my entire neighborhood, just kind of get a little jog in. But when I run, pretty much, like, I would get 3/4 of the whole block done, and then maybe like once I hit that 3/4 part, I would get tired. Like, I'll be dead tired, and I would just walk the rest of the way home. But in this particular situation, like a week or two after, I'm able to run the whole block with energy to spare. That has never happened in my life. My entire time working out, that has never happened. How is it that a week or two after I start sun gazing, I got all this energy out of nowhere? Never. I wasn't eating, I'm nothing. Like, I wasn't eating healthy at the time, nothing. I was just working out. So how the fuck was it that I got all that energy? That's never happened before. You feel me? This shit is real, my guys. This shit is real. So pretty much after that, I was doing everything. At that point, I started binge watching his videos. He was talking about how work is slavery, how school is pointless, and we're all gonna interpret this stuff different. I'm not telling you to drop out of school. If you gotta do school, do your thing, but just do it consciously. Don't just do this stuff, and if you fail, oh, I'm a failure, I'm this, I'm that. That's bullshit. That's what motherfuckers want you to think. Motherfuckers don't want you to tap into your true potential. Motherfuckers don't want you to look at life in terms of, oh, I can manifest. We can manifest. I haven't manifested anything in terms of a grand scale, in terms of what I want to achieve, but it's in the process. You know, I started a fashion IG because I love clothes, I love fashion, I like sneakers. So I started that, and just a little side story. I started that in November, like mid-November of last year, and it's February, and I got like over 600 followers on there. People fuck with my shit. You know, I wouldn't have thought that a year ago. I wouldn't have thought that. I've been meaning to do this for years, but I ain't gonna lie, I was deep down, I didn't believe in myself. But it wasn't until I believed in myself, I manifested this, and I'm currently manifesting it. And soon my shit is gonna be, I'm gonna be one of the hottest, I don't even want to say fashion people, but let's just call them influencers, because I don't like to have fans. Like, I'm not a person that believes in having fans. I was never a fan of anybody growing up. You know, I don't believe in, I don't really see it as worshiping, but idolizing. The only motherfucker you should idolize is your fucking self. Nobody should motivate you more than you motivate yourself. What you want to be when you grow up, bitch? I want to be Cali. That's what I want to be when I grow up. Fuck anybody else. Fuck anything else. So that's kind of just my little spiel. I'm gonna try and do these a little more consistently. This is the beginning of my spiritual journey. Just know we do this. I got my little tiger's eye crystal right here. Just got this. But we do this, y'all, and I just want to motivate y'all to know that there's way more to this life shit than y'all know. Life is perception. I've always known that, even before my awakening, that perception. But once I woke up, it really, we really shape our realities, dog. Like, no matter, the first thing to life, I feel like the biggest thing to knowing when it comes to this shit is no matter what the fuck happens to you, good or bad, it was your fault. It was your fault. I was the reason why 2018 was the worst year of my life, because I let that shit consume me. I allowed it to, and I didn't do anything about it. And now that I'm back on my shit, now that I'm doing everything I gotta do, I'm not gonna say this is the happiest I've ever been, because I want to say I'm happy, but I know there's more to this shit. But the version I am right now compared to the version I was 2017 and 2018, I don't even recognize that nigga anymore. I beat his ass. I beat my own ass. Like, real shit. If you were to get that version of me and put him face to face with me, I whoop his ass. Not because, what the fuck? But what the fuck? Why would you allow yourself? You bigger than I didn't know. I didn't have any knowledge of self at the time. And then once you get that knowledge of self, you really realize, bro, we are gods, bro. All this stuff is real manifestation. Us being able to do whatever we want. You know, look at me. I'm in nature right now, bro. I'm on the lake. I'm by a lake or canal. Yeah, it's a canal. But bro, life has never been this more peaceful for me. And this is nothing. This is nothing. I'm still not miserable, but I ain't satisfied, you know? And bro, I'm humbled. I'm happy. I'm grateful, you know? Like they say, it's almost as if you have to go through some crazy ass shit. It's like you have to die to be reborn again. And now I truly know what that shit means. I died, but I was reborn into something even bigger than these motherfuckers could ever imagine. And y'all gonna do the same thing. I promise. If it happened to me, trust me. Trust me. Bro, this is coming from a nigga that completely doubted himself almost his entire life. If this shit could happen for me, this shit could happen for any fucking body. And I really want that to be the message of the day. Just, you know, bro, if you say it can be done, it is done. Ain't no I'ma work, it's done. Just do your shit. Work on your shit. Get shit done. Don't sit on your ass all day. Don't say, oh, I'm gonna become the biggest hip hop rapper in the world, and then a day later you sitting in your bed smoking weed, eating a sandwich. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. You don't have to go hard 25/8. And that's another way for I say 24/7. But you gotta go hard 25/8. But do little things. Turn that small habit into a less smaller habit until it becomes a medium habit. Until that medium habit becomes a big habit. That's how this shit works. Rome wasn't built in a day, but you need wood to start to build Rome. You feel me? That's just my philosophy on it. So that's my video for the day. You know, if that helped you, I'm glad and I'm grateful that I was able to give you some kind of different perspective on life and, you know, just motivate you to see that this world is just not what we think it is. And that's not to say it's a bad thing, but we've just been looking at it from the wrong angles from birth. But when you look at it in a different way, I promise you everything's gonna come out in your favor. There's just no way. And I want to do this to kind of give y'all video evidence and keep y'all, including myself, you know, grounded and make sure I'm on my shit. You know, me making these videos will just let me know that I gotta be on my shit. I gotta do this for y'all, but more importantly for myself. Because at the end of the day, not to be, like I said, not to be, you know, selfish, but this is about me. I love me. I'm doing this for me. Fuck the YouTube, fuck all that. Bro, whoever wants to hop on board, I'm grateful for it. But I'm doing this shit for me. I'm doing this shit because I love me. And for me to love me, I can't love anyone. I can't love y'all until I love myself. You know? So that's my perspective of it. But yeah, man, that's all I gotta say. Peace.